What's poppin', soul? Man, I thank creation. I thank God. You know what I'm saying? Thank God for another day, so I ain't gonna lie. But in this day, you gotta recognize, you know what I'm saying, there are gonna be surprises. And the biggest surprise is gonna be what you're aware of. So, yeah, what you're aware of. What you're aware of, what comes throughout the day. Your projection, soul, your projection. What do you project the day to be? Do you project it to be like yesterday? Because if you did, for some of us, that ain't such a good place, because you find out that things are not like as they seem, or things are not what they seem. So now I ain't gonna be trying to sugarcoat it, because it's not. So your projection, I'll give you like a certain thing. When you're in relationships, I said I wasn't gonna talk about relationships on the last video, but you got to know, in order to be free, you have to know that there's a decline or a decrease to the things that you used to say makes you whole. So when you're projecting what you feel on a person, that's really what you are. I told you about the video when I had the shirt off and someone called me gay when I was at the gym, right? When I was in the gym, and I said that they felt like I was gay, and I'm like, okay, that's cool. It was needed for them to say what they needed to say to project how they really feel, because that's who they were. That's who they were. They were gay, right? So when people look at you, they project what they feel in themselves, right? Just as you with love, soul. Just as you with love. You, in your projection, you see the person. You see that individual as what they could be. You see the potential. Many years. When you say I do, you see the potential of what they could become. And you build a relationship in your psyche, in yourself. I have witnessed this in myself. I've told people, even though I told people that was for the twisted. I be tripping about myself, man, on these videos. But I've told people, even though, they were hurting me, you know what I'm saying? And they were doing things that was hurtful to what I think to other people, in their actions. And I'm like, but they have other good qualities, so they got other good qualities, right? So really, you ain't a bad person, because I know during this moment you can be the best thing, better than sliced bread, to a human being, to everybody. But after that moment, you got all kinds of ways about you that ain't right. So you hold something inside for that individual, the potential for them to carry on that potential that you see. It ain't there. You holding the potential. They showing you who they really are in their action all around. So all around. And that's just being honest and frank. So you've been with people on potential. You married on potential. You've been in 12, 13 years. I realize things, when I talk to people. I've always tried to be a savior, soul, and that because I never listened, and I wanted to be saved myself. I wanted to be saved myself. That's what this channel was about at first. I thought I wanted to be an impact to the universe's world of courses to change in people, recognizing that it was me that needed to change the whole time, and I will monitor it, soul. I will monitor it, being the observer, saying what I felt like I was doing the right thing for growth as it concerned me and my awareness as the God mindset, as the God mindset. And those certain touchy subjects, like the government, don't get, pushed out on YouTube, just the YouTube platform and other platforms, you know what I'm saying? There's other platforms out there for that truth to be out there too. So I recognize it even in that. When it's your truth and it's given to you by the giver of dimension, which is God, you don't let up off of it, soul. People won't understand your truth like you, because they're not inside your body. They're not inside your head. They don't understand what you think. They haven't been through your experience. And a lot of us as influencers, and I ain't stop calling myself an influence, but if my way of thinking influence you, then truth be told in the pudding, I'm an influencer. But if it don't, then keep going on. I wouldn't sit and listen to something that causes me to look at myself different if I'm alright with how I am, And apparently, if you come across looking at Shantavian Payne, you ain't alright. You ain't good. You're not good with how you are, dog. Nah, dog, you ain't good with how you are, ma'am, or sis, or however you view yourself, because you always searching for something more. You were like me. You were like me. And here I am, here she is, he is. It ain't in somebody else. It's in yourself. It's in yourself. It ain't in nobody but yourself, and the awareness of yourself. So your projection, that's even in you, striving to pay your bills. Just the 9 to 5, y'all. The 9 to 5, right? A lot of us look at us on these channels, right? And if it ain't something crazy, derogatory, talking about somebody out there, in the entertainment being derogatory or anything like that, it ain't going. You know what I'm saying? We ain't doing that. So the 9 to 5 dudes, the ones that get the insight and the change, and people don't understand that those are the sources that change and impact your life. Because before those people were who they were just like you. Or I ain't gonna say like me, because they ain't nobody like, particularly me. You may try to copycat, somebody else's and what the world say you need to be like, but ain't nobody gonna be like a Shantavian, not even my children, you know what I'm saying? And I have kids, not even my children not like me. You know what I'm saying? I'm the only one. When they birthed, when I came through the channel, that was it. And I know, by the action of my kids, the action of my children. They're adults now, they're not children at this point. But I know, by their actions, they may have qualities, that they need some answers about. But, that's on them. They young adults now, you know what I'm saying? But there is no other Shantavian pain. You know what I'm saying? I'm the only final blueprint to that. AI can't do it, can't nobody else do it just like you. Can't nobody else do you. Won't nobody else be able to do you. They can try to emulate it, try to do all this AI stuff to try to recreate, but they can't get your mind. The mind is all in this God. So when y'all look at influencers at this, what you call a caliber, don't put me in that bracket, because I ain't there, y'all. I ain't going back there. I ain't in y'all tiers, top tiers, A1, A-list, B-list, C-list, D-list. I'm not going, you know what I'm saying? I ain't, I know that part of the matrix. You know what I'm saying? I'm not minimizing myself, taking myself down to push everybody else up any longer. Not even this channel. not even this channel. So please, don't look at me as a savior. I'm not here to save. Now I know not to save anyone, from anything. I'm here to recognize the awareness in myself. The awareness in myself, and that as I'm aware of myself, things change in me, just as it will for you. So that's how it's done all across the world. So just don't continue to get sucked in. That's all I got, don't get sucked in, because that's what it's all about. Sucking and draining harvesting your energy to create your own change and your own vibration, your own signal as a God in conscious in the body. So with all of the terms, your metacognitiveness, that's you. You know what I'm saying? Psychic ability, that's you. Telepathy, that's you. Moving things with your mind, talking to people through your mind, that's you. Money in exchange of currency through digital creation, that's you. All of the stuff that you can think about create, that's you. Because if it's not in you, that ain't you. I'm sorry, it ain't you. But then again, I ain't sorry. Because we projection. You know what I'm saying? You got to be straight up front, out there. It's out there. So this Shantavian Pain. I'm going to holler at y'all next time. I'll see you when I see you.